I spent years chasing my dream job in chemical engineering until I fell in love with writing code. Hey there, my name is Andrew and welcome to my channel, Drewity. Here's a little bit about my background. I studied chemical engineering in Niger Delta University in Nigeria. Back then it felt like the best choice. I saw a lot of opportunities in the downstream sector and I pictured myself working in companies like Shell, Mobil, Chevron, NMPC, maybe as a process engineer. I did pretty well academically. I got exposure to the industry through field trips, seminars, and meetups. In my fourth year of study, I worked as an intern at the Port Harcourt refinery in Rivers State, Nigeria. At that point, I felt like things were coming together. I even published a journal article based on my final year projects. Thanks to my supervisor for that one. After graduating from school and completing the mandatory National Youth Service Scheme, which is required for all graduates from schools in Nigeria, I struggled to find a job. I kept applying and also connecting with engineers I knew from school and from internships, but nothing seemed to land. Don't get me wrong, I'm not bashing the chemical industry. I have friends and colleagues who have succeeded in that space, who are chemical engineers and doing very well, but it didn't quite work out for me. Maybe I could have just been a little more patient. That season made me reflect. What do I really want to become? I knew I had to try something different, so I decided to upskill. That was when I discovered Udemy and lynda.com, now LinkedIn Learning. So I started taking courses online. I remembered I took a C++ course back in my second year of university, and it was my first introduction to programming, and I enjoyed the course. Then I found a course titled The Complete Web Development Bootcamp by Dr. Angela Yu on Udemy. And that was my first introduction to web development. So I learned how to build basic websites with HTML and CSS, but then I struggled a lot with JavaScript. Honestly, I felt the frustration of my code not working and not knowing why, but I kept at it and I kept going. At first, building websites was just a hobby. It was just something I did for fun. But then I had a thought. What if I actually did this professionally? What if I got paid to write code? Those online courses were so practical. Like, I had so much hands-on learning. They taught me a lot to build real projects and gave me the confidence to start applying for professional roles. It wasn't easy, lots of rejections, but after a few months of applying, I landed my first job at a small startup. The pay and the conditions weren't ideal, but it was my first chance to grow as a real developer, and I took it. My first project, a real estate web application where users could buy, sell, or rent houses. It was built using Node.js and I learned a whole lot. After 4 months of working with this company, I decided to move to Canada for studies, so I had to quit my job. I later studied computer applications development here, but that's a story for another day. If there's one thing I've learned from switching careers, it is this. You don't need a computer science degree to become a software developer. What you need is hard work, consistency, and a willingness to keep learning. If you put in the hours, build projects, connect to the dev community, stay curious, your goals are possible. Yes, tech is changing fast. AI is rising, lots of chatbots, lots of AI models, and things can feel so uncertain, but that shouldn't stop you from chasing your dreams. If I could go from chemical engineering to software development, then you can as well. Let me know in the comments if you're thinking of switching to tech or if you've done so already. And hey, if this inspired you, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more dev stories and tech tips. Peace.